Okay.
Good morning, everyone. Welcome back to the Positive Living Center on Zoom today. It is year 2024. It's here. It's January. There's snow and rain everywhere. What a beautiful, beautiful day. The sun is out now, and we get a chance to really bring in the new year with this new freshness, this new idea, this godlike weather that we're enjoying so much. It's so good to see everyone together again. The themes for this month are goals for the year, spiritual planning, and resilience. And I don't see any newcomers with me this morning. I think we're all oldsters together. So I would like to ask Cheyenne to play a little music for us to lead us back into our meditation this morning. We'll get right into that. Good morning, Cheyenne.
Good morning. This is a song by Miranda Rondo. Love surrounds you, peace surrounds you, angels surround you every day, all day long, morning, noon, and night. You are surrounded by the light. Love surrounds you, peace surrounds you, angels surround you every day, all day long, morning, noon, and night. You are surrounded by the light. You are surrounded by the light of God, the light of peace, the light of God. You are surrounded by the light of God, the light of peace, the light of God. Love surrounds you, peace surrounds you, angels surround you every day, all day long, morning, noon, and night. You are surrounded by the light. Love surrounds you, peace surrounds you, angels surround you every day, all day long, morning, noon, and night. You are surrounded by the light. You are surrounded by the light of God, the light of peace, the light of God, the light of peace, the light of light of God, the light of peace, the light of love.
We are truly united in the light of God. with God and with God's mind as our mind, as one. We're so blessed to be together this morning on this fabulous morning, this new year, thinking about the goals for the year for ourselves and our spiritual planning, our spiritual practices that we do and continue to do. And we have such great resilience as these souls having this human experience on this planet together. We're so blessed to have this life together, to be together this morning. I give great thanks to this God and for so much more. And so it is. Cheyenne, that was wonderful. Thank you so much. What a great way
Beautiful
to start.
song.
What a great way to start with that song. Beautiful. It's time for our spiritual thought. And so I'm going to ask practitioner intern Patti Hummel to give us a spiritual thought this morning. Good morning, Patti.
Good morning. I'm so glad you all could make it. Look at us all here.
Yes.
This is great. I was really happy to get a call from Joe yesterday saying, we're probably going to be Zooming. And because we got a lot of snow up here at Bass Lake Heights. This is not actually it, but it does look like it up here. So let's see, a spiritual thought. It's a new year. Happy New Year, everyone. And we have new themes. As Joe told us, number 1 is goals for the year. Number 2 is spiritual planning. Number 3 is resilience. Now, there's a saying that the road to hell is paved with good intentions. The great American author, Mark Twain, one of my favorites, he once wrote that New Year's is the accepted time to make your regular annual good resolutions. Next week, you can begin paving hell with them as usual.
As usual.
As usual. So I'm going to talk about goals for the year, but as I was outlining this spiritual thought, that second theme of spiritual planning kept bleeding through. To be quite honestly, I've lived long enough to understand that goals that have no spiritual underpinnings are doomed to eventual failure. Science of mind teaches us about the importance of intention. The importance of intention as we manifest our short time here in this incarnation on this planet Earth. For example, I intend to lose 30 pounds by summertime so I can look really hot in my swimsuit and have all the men drooling over me, versus I intend to be mindful of my physical body and keep it healthy so I can live long and prosper. Right, Sandy? Which one do you think actually happens? You might actually get through the year. I never did lose those 30 pounds, but I'm still alive and I'm still prospering. Only rarely do we think about our goals in terms of the greater picture. Spiritual goals look external as well as internal. Spiritual goals look at the person source created us to be and the goals that can get us to be the best version of ourselves. Spiritual goals look to source for guidance. Now, I spent a number of years studying in the Kriya Yoga tradition and was always taken by the frequent use of the word joy by Paramahansa Yogananda. He was always talking about joy. And this can be traced to it's called the Taittiriya Upanishads. And it says in there, from joy we have come, in joy we live and have our being. And in that sacred joy, we will one day melt again. I like the sound of that. There's some good stuff in the Upanishads. I try to read some of them, but they're pretty heavy. But it gave me an idea about, what will my goal for this year be? And for me, it's going to be joy. I'm not going to try to lose 30 pounds. I'm not going to try to do something that I will probably fail at. I'm not going to get to the gym. We don't even have a gym up here anymore. It's joy. My goal this year is to experience more joy, to share more joy, and to be more joy. And so it is.
There we go. And so it is. Thank you so much for that, Patti. Yeah, I think the best we can do with that extra 30 pounds is maybe move it around, shift it around instead of trying to lose it. I think we've discovered as we get older, it's a little tougher to lose that. So we can definitely shift it. And as we shift our life and everything else, that was fabulous. Thank you. Oh, Cheyenne, you have another song for us?
Yes, I do. I'm going to sing Soy, which is I Am by my teacher, Juan Heredia, but I'm going to sing it in English. I'm going to dance with my ancestors. I'm planting the seed of the life in the heart, following the light that's within me, and knowing I'm worthy of being here. I'm water, I'm fire, I'm land, I'm air, I'm soul, I'm body, I am spirit, eternal. I feel the force of my own being illuminating my life now, living and growing and loving and dreaming and smiling and crying, dancing and singing. I'm water, fire, I'm land, I'm air, I'm soul, body, I am spirit, I'm eternal. I'm going to dance with my ancestors. I'm planting the seed of the life in the heart, following the light that's within me, and knowing I'm worthy of being here. I'm water, I'm land, air, I'm soul, I am spirit, I'm eternal.
Yes, let's give her some love. Thank you, Cheyenne.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Being here. My pleasure.
Your music is so uplifting all the time. It just makes me move in my seat, want to do what Luana likes to do, get up and dance.
Thanks, Joe.
It's wonderful. It's time for our main speaker this morning, and I present to you our very own Reverend Sandy West. Good morning, Sandy.
Good morning, everyone. And I got to tell you, I'm fascinated watching Patti. She's got that cat on her shoulder, and the cat was going in and out of the picture and moving to the beat of the music. It was so cool. It was like the cat was dancing there. Oh, I love these topics this month. It's something that we always need to go back to. Some things we just need annually to take a look at, to think about. You know, when I used to do resolutions for the year, Patti's first one lasted a week. Sometimes mine didn't last that long. And I realized years ago that that wasn't the way to do it. But I started to set goals, or not goals, but to think about, what did I really want? What was I willing to do? I was always on a spiritual journey, so it always had something to do with that. And I found that it became things like being happy, being healthy, those kind of things. And they were easier and easier and easier to work on, especially the happiness, looking people in the eye and smiling, going out, enjoying, hugging a tree, all of that. And I found that when I focused on that, I live alone, but I wasn't lonely. There was always something around me, always God in my head, someone to talk to, a best friend, all of those things. And I think that when I got there, I really started to get on track for what living in this world was all about and what it was teaching me. So I began to really focus on my spiritual planning. What did I want to plan? What did I want to work on? And the one thing that surprised me was I would think that I had conquered something or learned it or accomplished it, and it would come up again. Pictures from the old would come up, experiences from old would come up. And I had to begin to realize that it was never a done deal. It was an ongoing what? Ongoing journey, ongoing plan, ongoing experience. It was something that I kept reaching. It was like I was spiraling up to source, but in that, I was coming back around to things over and over and over, refining them, going deeper, understanding more, allowing all anger to filter away, all little things that used to trigger me. Someone cutting in front of me in traffic doesn't bother me anymore. It's like, okay, welcome in. And that took a while to get used to. I did it grudgingly at first. And then it became more graceful. And I think that's one of the things that goes along with it. We become more full of grace in how we live and how we experience things. That in this dance of life, it's no longer, a body jerking thing. It's more the way my dad used to dance. He would waltz, and it was so graceful and so beautiful. And all of us, there were 4 girls, and we all loved to waltz with Dad. You felt beautiful. You felt like you were just floating on clouds. And life is becoming more and more and more of that. We find more ways to find that peace, to find that understanding, to want that, to no longer want the discordant things that are happening. We could have all been upset today. We could have all been, up to the ceilings in anger and frustration. Instead, what did we do? We heated up the phones and we would text back and forth, and we came up with this beautiful meeting of people, this coming together in a different way, but still together. And I tell you, sometimes I like Zoom better than in person because here I see everybody's face. When I sit in the front row at church, I don't see everybody. I don't see their expressions or if they're enjoying things or not enjoying things or how they are. This is a lovely gift to start the year off with. So think about what you want to do this year. Think about what that main goal is. And I think for me, it's to continue. It has two sides, but it's the peace and the happiness. And then underlining that is love unfolding, love 24/7. I remember the first time I heard Reverend J. Scott Neal talk about that years and years and years ago. And it sounded wonderful, but I wasn't sure how to have it or how to get around it or how to be there or how to embrace it. And it took me spiritual maturity to growing up in spirituality, to really understand some of these concepts. They sound wonderful, but can we live them? Can we be them? Can we embrace them? Can we love them? Can we enjoy them? And it takes time, and we have to allow ourselves the gift of time. We always want it right now. I remember that. I wanted to be a master right now. I wanted to be ascended right now. I wanted it all now. And it doesn't happen that way. And I'm glad it didn't, because my journey taught me so much that if I hadn't had the pain, if I hadn't had the misunderstandings, if I hadn't had the ups and downs, I would never have gotten to where I am. I would never have learned to love unconditionally, to love the terrorist, not love the actions, but to love the terrorist, to love the rapist, not the actions, but to love the rapist, to love the divinity within all of us, to love the God within us, the divine, whatever words you want to use, but to love it, to be it, to embrace it, to just shine within it. And an important component of all of this journey was the resilience. When I had those ups and downs, I had to pull myself up again. I had to force myself to get out of bed in the morning. Many times I had to force myself to eat or to smile or to embrace people, to not look at the ground when I'm up shopping, but to look up and to see people in the eye. It took a lot of resilience. And I came to understand how important that word is and how it's one of the most important words there is on a spiritual journey. Without it, we can't make that journey. Without it, we can't get up the next morning. Without it, I can't live in the now. I can't allow myself to trust enough, to feel that peace, to feel the now, to be in the now. Life is for living, for all of us. Ask yourself, how are we going to live this year? How am I going to live this year? What am I going to do? Look at LJ. She's retiring. She's moving the files home. She's going to do it all completely differently. It'll adjust her daily routine. It will adjust her shopping and the clothes she has to buy and all those kind of things. It'll adjust her relationship with Joe. They're going to have to adjust and get used to each other around all the time. Where before Joe had the quiet in the house to himself and he could go out all the time and do what he wanted. Now he has someone else to consider 24/7, not just on the weekends. It's different now. And that's what we have to look at. That's where the resilience comes in. We can embrace the difference. We can embrace what it's blooming out to be. We've just been a bud all this time, and we keep being a bud, and then we bloom, and then we bud again, and then we bloom again, and we bud again, and then we bloom again. And it's this ongoing beauty in its different dimensions. Buds are beautiful. Blooming is beautiful. The dropping of the blooms is beautiful. I think of the seasons. I think of how I find the beauty in winter. When it snows at night, I go turn on an outside light and look out the window so I can see it. It looks so soft and gentle as it drifts against the tree. It looks so soft and gentle when I look up the sky and I just see the snow. And I sit there and wonder, thinking, look at all of it. And no two are identical. How is that possible? But it is. And when I see all the snow together, it becomes one. And it really shows us how each one of us is identical. But in that identity, we're all one. And all of these things that happen show us the things that we believe over and over and over if we allow our minds to open, to expand, to allow the thoughts and the experiences to be ours. There was no thought of, oh, damn. There was no thought of, oh, what am I going to do now? None of that was there. It was like, oh, wow. It was wonder and glory. A life of wonder and glory. When I was in the middle of my personal hell, I didn't know it was possible that I could go from hell to this. I knew there was hell on earth and that I was living it. But I didn't know I didn't have to live it. I didn't have to have it. It wasn't a necessity. And that was very important. A necessity became peace and love, grace, gentleness, understanding. It didn't become the highs and lows of mad passion. It became the gentle touch on your cheek, a kiss on your forehead, a hand brushing your back. It became looking into someone's eyes, whether it's a grandchild or a child, a partner, a friend, but seeing beauty, seeing love. There's no greater experience at life than looking at someone and seeing their love shining out at you. And to think, me, someone loves me. I remember the first time I was in a workshop. They had us line up facing each other, and we were to spend time, like 5 minutes at a time, looking at the other with love, and then exchanging places and receiving love, and then giving it and receiving it over and over. And it was that point that it started to become natural to me. It started to become something that was alive and possible in my body, in my mind, in my life. It was something that I wanted more than anything. It became that I'd rather have love than a root beer float, rather have love than ice cream or a great steak and fries. Better have love than going out to the best concert there is. I'd rather have a phone call full of love. Used to be a letter with love. It used to be, I remember when writing letters was an art. To be able to write it so they could read it, first of all, but then to be able to write it so that the words really said what you meant. Because the letter was permanent, they could keep it. Did you want hate to be kept? Or did you want love to be kept? We used to have pen pals when I was a kid. All over the world, we would write to people and they would write to us. Now we have Zoom. Zoom is my pen pal now. And I love it because I've learned that I can't live without people. I can't live without love. I can't live without the beauty in this world, the beauty in my friends, the beauty in my family. I want it all. And you know what? I deserve it all. We all deserve it all. Each and every one of us deserves the love and the care and the understanding. When you go forth today, show that love to whomever you meet, whether it's just, your partner in your home, yourself. Maybe look in the mirror and say, I love you. It gets easier the more you do it. Make it a practice. Make being and giving love 24/7 your spiritual practice for this year. Your, if you will, goal for this year, your resolution for this year. It's doable. It's attainable. It's free. Damn, it makes the world a better place. Thank you all.
Thank you, Reverend. I love that you started with goals of the year, starting with healthy and happiness. I think if we start there, all the other goals come to us so much easier. If we just start with something simple like that. And then Patti, you can lose your 30 pounds after all of that. I didn't say she needs to lose weight. I'm just saying that's her goal. So, but yes, thank you so much. Thank you so much for the reminders. It's a great opportunity in a brand new year to love, to be loved, to be healthy and happy. Those are huge these days, huge for all of us. Thank you. Oh, it's time for our offertory. Let me explain to you how that works since we're all here on Zoom this morning. You can go to the iFocus email that Luana puts out that you can receive. And there is a button there. I think it's a green button.
Most people, though, send to the P.O. box.
Right. Well, I'm getting to that.
Oh, okay, okay.
Yeah. Thank you.
Okay.
And you can donate through the iFocus way for monies to help pay for our bills and to keep our church flowing. Or you can simply send a check to the Positive Living Center, and that is P.O. Box 2683, Oakhurst 93644. So there you have it.
And it's in the chat box.
Pardon me?
It's also in the chat box right
Yes, thank you. It's in the chat box. Thank you, Missy. Are there any announcements this morning?
Yes.
there. Did we do divine love flowing through us?
Oh, we didn't do that. Let's do divine love flowing. Okay. Divine love flowing through us. Blesses and increases all that I give and all that we receive. Thank you, Jay, for that reminder. Announcements?
Yes.
Judy?
We have the drum circle on the second Saturday of the month, which is the next Saturday. And if it's snowing, we will meet the next month. But if it's not snowing and it's just raining, join us for that sense of unity and that heartbeat from the mother drum. You don't have to have a drum to join me. And I find that it's a precious part of that connection to Great Spirit.
Thank you, Judy.
4 to 5 o'clock Saturday. And I don't know if John Lalonde and Kim are having flute circle, so I'll let them speak for themselves. Thank you.
Thank you, Judy. John Lalonde?
Yes, we will be having a flute circle at 2 o'clock, 2 to 3:30. So please come, share the love, share the fun, and every now and then a pleasing tone will come. 2 o'clock.
That's beautiful.
I think John Stanley.
I think
Yes.
Cowboy John has something too.
Yes, he does. John Stanley, you have an announcement?
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Hello? Okay.
Yes, John.
I ask for your prayers at a time of great need. I need this love that emits, that vibrates, whether apart or together. I need strength. I need clarity, patience, and understanding. I pray that I can reach out and feel that support. Thank you.
You got it, John.
Thank you, John. Yes, and you have that support. I know you're already feeling our love and support. It's beautiful. Thank you, John. Anyone else, an announcement? Okay, the men's group will meet this Wednesday night at 6 p.m. We will meet only on Zoom this Wednesday. We're supposed to have another snowstorm. So I'll see you guys all on Zoom at 6 o'clock. Thank you.
Can I
What
say
time?
something?
Oh,
I was just going to say that if you all look at John's square on the screen, it has his phone number.
Yes.
So that we can all text him our love.
Yes. Yes.
and then I
Cheyenne?
just wanted to double check. What time was the drum circle next Saturday? What time does the drum circle start?
It's from 4 to 5 o'clock.
Okay, and then flute circle at 2.
Yeah, and we set up at 3:30. So you can come early if you like.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, just wanted to put it in my mind.
Yay.
So hopefully I can be there. Okay. Thanks.
All right, thank you. Thank you. Our prayer partner this week is Patti Hummel. Patti, thank you for your service for that. Next week's speaker, according to my notes, it's Reverend Bob Hand. Is that correct, Bob?
Mm-mm.
No, it isn't.
Mm-mm.
Okay. Who is next week's speaker? Oh, it's you. Oh, Reverend Luana will be speaking with us next week. See, I learn something new every day.
Every day.
Wow, that's great. So, I'm sorry, Bob. I know you were just dying to get in there and speak next week, but you have to wait.
Yeah, Lillian, LJ just insisted she had to speak. So, no, she's doing me a favor. I'll be out of town.
Beautiful. Let's do the prayer of protection, please. The light of God surrounds me. The love of God enfolds me. The power of God protects me. The presence of God watches over me. The energy of God is me. Wherever I am, God is, and all is well. Cheyenne, you have a final song for us this morning?
I do. Yes, I do.
Wonderful.
Okay. And I just wanted to say that I really related to what Sandy said about budding and blooming, because even as much as I've grown, I still feel like there's parts of me that are so green still. And so that's the good that I'm not the only one who's like constantly growing and that there's no end to it. That we're always like, always beginners and always masters at the same time. Okay, so anyway, this song is a song I wrote, and I changed the name. It used to be called Right Now, but Sandy's talk inspired me to change it to something else. So I'm going to call it It's Possible. It's Possible. I really, really want to be happy. I really, really want to feel peaceful. I really, really want to feel love, and I know that it's possible. I really, really want to be happy. I really, really want to feel peaceful. I really, really want to feel love, and I know that it's possible. If you're asking if it's possible, it's possible. If things can come to pass, they can come to Despite what holds us back, we can break through. Ask where your treasure lies. It's here right now. Sometimes a curse becomes a blessing, a challenge brings a lesson, a weakness becomes a strong point, sometimes a wound becomes a gift. Sometimes a curse becomes a blessing, a challenge brings a lesson, a weakness becomes a strong point, sometimes a wound becomes a gift. If you're asking, will things ever change? They can right now. If you're asking, is there more than this? There's more than this. If you're asking where your love is gone, it's here right now. Ask where your treasure lies. It's here right now. Really, really want to be happy. I really, really want to feel peaceful. I really, really want to feel love, and I know that it's possible. I really, really want to be happy. I really, really want to feel peaceful. I really, really want to feel love, and I know that it's possible. If you're asking, will things ever change? They can right now. If you're asking if it's possible, it's possible. If you're asking where your love is gone, it's here right now. Where your treasure lies, it's here right now. If you're asking if it can be done, it can be done. Despite all that holds us back, we can break through. If you're wondering if it's possible, it's possible. Ask where your treasure lies. It's here right now. It's here right now. It's here right now.
Thank you, Cheyenne. Thank you
Thank
so much.
you. Thank you guys for being here.
I want to thank everyone who's involved in service to bring this together today for Zoom and for our speakers and our musician. Thank you all that give service each and every week. It's been fun being on Zoom with you this morning. Reverend Sandy, would you pray us out, please?
Oh, in the beauty of this moment, there is only God. Knowing this, I know that our prayer is simple. God is, we are, and all is well.
Amen.
Go forth today and prosper and love and have a great day, everyone. Thank you.
Yes, thank you.
Amen.
Good to see you all. Have a great Sunday and a great week.